Okay, I'm recording it now, and you said it was okay to record. Okay, yeah. I was a victim of rape, and it was connected to my I was I was a victim of I was sexually harassed on Harvard campus when I was a student and victimized in some very complicated ways, and then forced to drop out and raped and subjected to a lot of abuse off campus, a lot of abusive incidences off campus, but it was people at Harvard who were involved. And I was repeatedly date raped, drugged, raped, threatened, all sorts of things, framed on false charges. And then when it was obvious I was framed, had death threats and was forced to do a plea deal where I pled guilty, even though, it was the police who should have gotten into trouble for what they did, and I knew it, and, the evidence was on my side, and I was so badly bullied, I just, was forced to cave anyway. One of the incidences that happened involved me being date raped, drugged with, I'm sure it was Rohypnol, I think it was crystal meth as well. It was probably a combination of both. And then I had vision problems. I lost my keys and cell phones because I had coordination problems and couldn't see. And, what happens when you get date rape drug. And I was driven by someone else that I do not know to campus, something I would not have done. I was date rape drugged in Jamaica Plain, then driven to Harvard campus, and wandered around there for a while, and until a Harvard policeman came upon me, and they did not take me to the hospital, even though I told them I think I was drugged with something's wrong, and I don't know what it is. And I said I think I was involuntarily drugged. And instead they get me to take a cab home, and then they tell me I'm banned permanently from setting foot on Harvard campus. I since then go to an attorney because of all the other, this was one of many crimes that I was a victim of, and some of them are very unambiguous, like it's part of a pattern. So I go to an attorney about it, and I've been recovering from PTSD and all that. So I need to know. Since then, I've been encouraged to practice the organ at Harvard, and including I know the organists there, and I've practiced at Memorial Church, but not Bush Hall. And the deans I have dealt with have been somewhat ambiguous and hinted that I'm not really banned from campus, and so have other
They don't have the authority to make that determination. You need a letter from the chief of police, the person to contact if you'd like to try and have your no trespass warning rescinded. If you have a pen, I'll give you his name.
Okay. So they don't have the authority, but if they encouraged me anyway, and the Harvard police knew it and didn't tell me anything, what does that mean?
We have no idea how the Harvard police know that. You were asked to leave the building because you didn't have any purpose being there, sir. I was working when this happened. And,
what do you mean you were working when this happened?
Excuse me, let me finish speaking. You were asked to leave the building because you didn't have a Harvard ID and you had no business being there. And there was no information that my officers had that would lead them to believe anything differently from that.
That's not true.
Let me finish speaking, please. If you have any issue with the trespass order, then you need to contact the person whose name I'm going to give you. If you'd like to file a complaint, I can give you a different name, or you can go through our website. And if you'd like to file any sort of a police report, I can give you the dispatcher, and we can have someone contact you regarding a police report.
Hold on one moment. Okay, first of all, how would you this quickly know who I am?
When I said I was working when you were asked to leave that building. It was Pain Music.
It was what?
It happened very recently. It was within the last week, and I remember hearing it on the radio.
No, this happened in 2010.
Were you asked to leave Harvard campus recently?
No.
No, then I'm mistaken. My apologies.
But this was 2010, and it was something quite different.
Okay. Well, if you were asked to leave Harvard campus at all and told that you have a trespass warning, the person to contact about that is Sergeant Dan Toomey. His phone number is 617-384.
Twomey. Okay, 617
384
38.
5865.
Okay. And then who else? What about a complaint?
If you want to file a complaint, you can either go to our website, I can take it over the phone for you, or I can direct you to a lieutenant who will then take any complaint that you have about, treatment by an officer or something along those lines.
Okay. I mean, filing a complaint, I probably should. Okay. If first of all, yeah, I don't know anything about Payne Music Hall, and I don't know why you would have jumped to that conclusion. However, I have recently, I was told by a previous dean, somewhat ambiguously, that there was no ban, and then I was told by a new dean that there was. Basically, different people I'm talking to at Harvard are going back and forth, leading me around, misleading me in one way and another.
The ban is Sergeant Toomey. He's the one who keeps those records and handles all the trespass warnings and things like that, as well as any, if you want to contest a trespass warning that's in existence and get it lifted either for a day or permanently, he would be the person you want to contact.
Okay, or lifted for the purpose of practicing in two locations, Memorial Church and Bush Hall, and meeting with deans.
Yeah, if you want to get anything like that lifted, that would be the person to contact about that. I don't have the authority to lift a trespass warning.
Yes. Oh, yeah, okay.
So it's 384-5865.
Yes.
And that's Sergeant Dan Toomey.
Okay.
And if he doesn't answer, you can leave a message for him.
Okay, and I can also email him, or...
You can. It's, let me just check his email address, sir.
I probably can call, but I can... The information, I mean, like, whether or not... Okay, let me put it this way. Because of the crimes I was a victim of, I got in the habit of documenting things, figuring out how to prove it, because there were lots of efforts to cover things up. So that one instance, I wasn't there recording it. I should have been, if I had more. I can't prove, I suspect they must have said a few things that were false about me, that were not true. Others did, around that time, and they won't tell me if they did. But, if they're going to say no trespass, they have to come up with a justification, and I know what happened, but let me put it this way. All you have with regard to then is my word, but, if you look at the pattern and see that I was date raped, drugged, 10 times, and some of the times I can kind of prove it, or I can prove, then that gives me more credibility. You can't go say, well, you were it's obvious you were a victim of a crime here, and you were raped here, and you were raped here, and we have a mountain of evidence, you were multiply raped, but this one particular time, no, you weren't. The officers were right.
I don't have any knowledge of that aspect of your situation.
Yes. Okay.
But if you do want to, if you feel like you were treated unfairly,
yeah,
you can file a complaint through our website. There's a button you can click, or I can direct you to a lieutenant's email address if you'd like that.
What's his email address?
The email address for a complaint is going to be Robert_Harrington at hupd.harvard.edu.
Okay.
And if you, the website address is the same as well, and the gentleman's email address who handles the trespassing situation is Daniel_TWOMEY at hupd.harvard.edu.
Yes. What it is given this is potential Title X situation, what I feel has been going on is, if the facts are on my side, there's been efforts to encourage me to practice there, even while an official no trespass order stands, just to discourage me from taking action with regard to the ways in which I was a crime victim. You get how, they want me to not confront the issue. If they did wrong, they want me to not call them on it. So they will go and try to lure me to practice and do all sorts of other favors, unofficially, just to keep me quiet. So, I mean, that's an issue that's relevant, okay?
Understood. understood. I don't have any control over that aspect of the situation.
Yes.
That would be something you and your attorney would handle. I personally, if you have been the victim of a crime and you wish to report it, I can have an officer meet you and take a police report. Like I said, the trespass warning, I have no say-so over that. I don't have the authority to lift them to allow you back on campus if you're the subject of a trespass warning. And the person that does is Sergeant Toomey, whose contact information I just gave you.
This was not the only time it happened. There was, I worked at, the people at Harvard who were harassing me the worst when I was a student there all tended to know Bill Gates. I then work at Berkshire Hathaway right around the time Bill Gates starts working with Warren Buffett. At one point, I get death threats from someone who claimed to know the Harvard president and everyone at Harvard, and I was terrified. And I go to the office of the Harvard president, and I say, this man, he says he knows you. What do I do? Or I went to the secretary, and the secretary said, oh, this is something you need to handle with the Harvard police. They will protect you, find out who the person is, and help you. And I said, oh, well, I could go over there. This was in 2008. I said, well, why don't I go over there myself? She said, no, don't go. I'll have the police come here. They will help you. We will solve it for you. We'll figure out who this man is threatening you, and we'll make sure that he stops or you are protected. So I wait, and the police come and say, we are told that you were told to leave, and you refused to. And the moment they did that, I was like, what do you think you're doing here? Like, this is... They've been involved in something criminal for a very long time. That was a previous incident I didn't even mention, although I did write it up, at the time. And I went to the Cambridge police and told them about it too. But, so this is not the only time I've had to deal with this.
So there's probably people already assigned to the case from back then. You can understand from my perspective, sir, I'm handling the day-to-day operations, things that are happening currently, so I don't have any knowledge about this.
This is a case involving me being used for medical experiments and my twin brother. This is criminal, and the criminals are the Harvard administration and the Harvard police. Or any involvement that they have.
Understood, but I'm not the person to contact about this, sir.
Yes.
The information I gave you, the people you want to contact about it, I don't really have any control over that. If you don't wish to file a police report right now, then those are the folks to contact about your situation.
Okay? Fine. Thanks.
All right.
Okay, bye.